Welcome back to the Realistic Cattle Ranch Challenge on Sunshine Forest. I'm BP, and it's time to get to work. We are wrapping up the liming of our 2 wheat fields, guys. I got the other one done this morning. Just have a last little strip here to get. And then we have a bunch of work to do. We have cheese to sell this month. It will be at its best price. It's already really high. I think it may have peaked already. So the first order of business is to get any milk we got overnight down to the dairy in hopes of getting us as much cheese as we can have. The other thing I was thinking about, guys, we put that new barn in last episode. Loved the new barn, but was really starting to think about the efficiency of the ranch and how we're going to go from where we are to where we need to be. And a couple of things sort of struck me. One, we're keeping pregnant females, whether it's cows or heifers, in a barn with TMR their entire pregnancy. And that's not necessarily getting us the best result. They don't need to be on TMR until they're ready to produce milk. So if we were to keep the pregnant females in the breeding pen until, say, 90% pregnant, so 9 out of 10 months, and then move them over, and then leave them there with their calves until they've recovered, at which point the calves would move over to the huts for a couple of months and the females move back to the breeding barn, we'd be using a lot less TMR, so a lot less silage, and be keeping more of our animals on hay, which is going to be more efficient for us. Also, this barn does have more space than the other barn, but not a ton. So if we were to limit this barn to just females that are ready to give birth and to their calves until they're done producing milk, I think we'd find ourselves in a position where we would have better cow and calf management, and we'd be using less of our desirable TMR resource overall. Because as it is, guys, I put can't go down here. I put 2 complete loads of TMR into this barn this morning, 64,000 liters, because it was almost empty. So we are going through a ton of TMR. So my thought is, what if we, and I know we put a barn in last episode, what if we swapped our breeding barn to a high capacity barn, and that's where most of our animals lived most of the time, and they were just being fed hay. They could breed when they were ready. They could go through gestation and through pregnancy until almost till birth, and then we would get them and put them in the birthing barn where they could be with their calves for longer, have high quality food to produce milk, and then the calves go one way and the mothers go the other. We're not separating the animals, the mothers and the calves, at birth. So that's my first thought. The second is, if we are going to be burning through, 60,000 liters of TMR, we're going to have to get some sort of TMR mixer. What would that be? 3 batches a day is essentially the equivalent of 13 or 14 bales, loading 3 different times, unloading, reloading, mixing. And that's just not efficient. It's sort of like, we collected bales with the Massey Ferguson for a while, and once we reached a capacity where that didn't make sense, luckily we were at 100 cows, we went to a bale loading trailer. So I think we need to get a TMR production put on. Not anything crazy, not anything overpowered, something that we're just going to put the bales into. I can then drive our feed wagon underneath, pick it up, and bring it to the animals each morning. So I think that's going to be our plan for today. We will be planting the wheat fields tomorrow in October, because if you remember, if we plant them in September, then they line up with the grass, and that's not what we're looking to have happen. So, first step is going to be making the change with our birthing barn. So when I fed the animals this morning, I did not feed the birthing barn because we're going to lose some food in there. That's just the truth of the matter. It's unfortunate. We've got, let's see, 34,000 liters of straw and 38,000 liters of TMR. That's just going to be the sacrifice for the change we're going to make. So the first step here, I think, is going to be to get all the animals out. And I did do a quick sort of check to see what our options were. And I found a barn. It's actually a little bit less expensive, holds more animals, and is about the same size. So we can do that. Let's put our animals, our walking stick and our animals right over here for right now. So now we should have no animals in here. 0 of 126. Just make sure we don't have any milk. Oh, we do. The breeding barn has milk. Oh, boy. Not sure how that got there, since there should be no females able to produce milk in there. Maybe there's a crossover with the other barn? That's an interesting one, guys. I didn't see that one coming. I checked it yesterday, and there was no milk in it, so clearly the milk has come from somewhere. The other update I made overnight between episodes, I'll drive the long way and show you guys. We added a third manure heap back here. You can see it right here. The teen barn was not actually pushing manure to the manure heap over here. So we added that one to try to tie it together to see if we can get the manure out of there. There's like 180,000 liters of manure in the teen barn that we just don't have access to. It's not in this other manure heap. So we'll have to see how that goes. All right, milk, 1,176 liters. We'll grab that and make another pallet of cheese to be sold later today. And I think, guys, we're going to end up doing... I think we're going to make another big change today, too. I gotta wait and see how the money works out, but I'm thinking there is more change on the horizon, more progress for the old realistic cattle ranch here on Sunshine Forest. So let's see. Let's grab the rest of that buffalo milk and get that in there. We don't want to lose any of that precious commodity. So we'll come up here. Get our 89 liters. Just a ton of it. Better watch out, guys. Got lots of buffalo mozzarella coming out of that. So, get this dropped off, and then I think it's time to get rid of that barn and put in a high-capacity barn that we can have lots of animals in full time. Alright, that's emptied. I guess actually we can keep the Fiat moving. Drive back over here and just get it out of the way, because we're going to have to put straw and stuff back in the barn as it is. So, first order of business, just want to double check and make sure everything is empty. Yeah, no milk, no buffalo milk. So we are good to all the same color, but that is a sharp looking trailer, and when we get a semi, we can pop that front dolly off and we can use it as a tractor trailer as well. So super excited to have this on the farm. Just going to run the last 46,000 liters of slurry up to the BGA, get all that loaded up. I will come back with you guys when we are ready to go to put in the new barn. So I'll see you guys real soon. We are going to need to find some sort of shed for all of these trailers we've accumulated here, guys. We have a tanker trailer, a flat deck, our dump trailer for the manure, our bale trailer. We have so many different trailers to keep this ranch running. So now we have all of that said and done. Let's go ahead and get this barn put in. As always, first step when doing any major construction is going to be get a game save. We do not want to risk having something go wrong with the placement, and then we end up needing to reset. Well, guys, as you can tell by the cutscene, things did not go well on the first attempt to put the barn in. Had to learn some lessons and figure some things out, so go up and double check that we're all set here. Yep, nothing in here we want, so that is good to go. We will jump into the construction menu, and our first order of business is going to be to sell the old barn. So now that that is done, we have some trees that need to go so we can get the ground leveled. So let's take this one. We'll take this one. Some of these we'll put back in the end too. And then these ones that go across the back of the pasture, just outside the barn. And a couple on the side. And then I think we're in pretty decent shape in that regard. This one could be close. It may not be, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and get rid of it. These two have to go. The barn is about the same size as the one we took out, but the footprint, the area it takes up on the ground, seems to be notably larger. So we'll get rid of that. The other thing I want to do before we go any further is I want to pick up, with our little bit of extra cash, Farmland 13. It's right up north of us. Our wheat field already sort of touches it. Our cow barn, our new one, is already sort of in the area or touching the border. And I think we're going to want to extend the pasture on this one to be fairly large as well. So I think we buy this piece of land and have that in our back pocket. Now, to get this thing put in place, we need to build a nice flat area for it to sit on. So we're going to get the pad sort of built out. That way we know what we're getting ourselves into. We're going to soften everything up before we place it, with the thought being that the barn is going to just sit right there in the middle. And we will have all this little sort of skirt around the outside to soften everything up. So first and foremost, we do need to soften this back corner, and then all of this we want to make sure is nice and softened. These edges out here we'll get to in just a bit. Maybe just run one quick soften over those. So now if we come down and find the cow barn that we tried placing earlier with a little bit of success, or very little success, we have this one, and it is mostly there. So it needs a little bit more ground flattening so that we can make sure that it sits completely level where we need it. So just go through here and just make sure we are good to go there. I do have to soften the back edge, because once the fence is down, once the posts are down, it is nearly impossible to get the ground to do anything that you want it to do. So here we are. And I still think it's not quite enough, guys. I think we got to come out further this way. I don't want to get into the calf hut area. I want to be out over here. That's why we bought that other piece of land, so we could slide this way a little bit. Go ahead and soften up that corner. And hopefully this is the one. That's the wrong barn. This is the one. All right, $3 in leveling. That seems much, much more reasonable. We're going to slide it forward to about here. We do want to do a quick change on the colors. The great thing about this barn, solar panels for $2,500. Yes, please. We'll get this barn to match the other one. Make sure it's snapped to the grid. All right, we are getting awfully close to making this happen, guys. This is where all the good stuff happens. $1 in leveling feels like a win. Yes, we want to customize a pasture. This is why we rounded this corner right off the bat, so we could just come down here. Want to sort of come out and over, and then we want to come up and across. We want to come out to about the level of the field. We can go pretty much straight across. Let's see, bring it down there. And then we want to come all the way. I'm wondering if we want to make this area through here like a little bit of a roadway. So maybe, just maybe, we just snap it right through here and leave that tight on there. Maybe we do. A little different than I was expecting, but okay. Smooth and buttery in the pasture back here. We have this nice pasture that extends back into the woods back here, giving them some more space. Okay, guys, this could be it. This could be the success we've been hoping for. And let's get that nice and stiff. We too big. A little bump there that's a little hard to get out. Might be where the fence is crossing. Now let's come in through here. Make sure all of this is nice and taken care of. What is the deal with this little bit? Is it just texture? Oh, I think it's just texture. It's not even an issue. Perfect. Okay, so a little bit of landscaping here. Let's get the gravel out, because we all know I prefer the gravel over the dirt. Okay, I think that's fair and reasonable there. This whole area, I think we just sort of take over with the gravel. We're going to have to turn around back here. Okay, that is good to go. We can throw some... I guess the question is, do we want to extend this out? So if we did, we came all the way down here, we're probably going to lose that tree. We can put a couple back in its place. I think it's really funny you guys see this shadow right here of the tree that was here that we took out that is no longer here. We do that, we'll have to cut down that tree, which, again, not thrilled about, but not the end of the world. Let's see what we have here. A couple of trees. We don't have a ton of money. Maybe throw a couple of these $500 ones in just to fill in some of the dead spots. Okay, and then let's get some grass. Put some tall meadow grass in just to fill in these areas back by the trees. A little bit back here behind the greenhouses, just sort of green that up a little bit. Yep, and then this can come all the way out to here. Track that down through there. I think, yeah, maybe we even get a little grass heading back towards the hut here. That'll be nice. You know, we're going to green this area up a little bit. It's not forest anymore. Okie dokie. Good there. Now what's going on this side? Over here we're good. Over here we're good. All right, let's take a look, guys. See if we did it. We know we have to pull one tree down, but yeah, that's smooth, that transition there. Let's go ahead and get this door open. Oh, I like this, guys. This is going to turn out really... Yeah, this turned out really, really nice. Is this where the milk is on this one? I think it is. Yes, the milk's on the back. With lots of room to turn around. And have that guy open for some breeze. That's the animal trigger. Excellent. And guys, this is a beautiful barn. We are in business with our 2 barns now. So now let's run over here and get our animals in the barn. It's not here, right? That's where the old one was. Yep. So this can be all the way at this end. So our animal maintenance is going to be on the wrong side, but we'll survive. Okay, so yeah, no animals in the barn. Select all. Move selected. 31 animals. Hopefully that's how many we had to begin with. Didn't gain or lose any. I suppose if we gained some, that wouldn't be the end of the world. Got this beautiful barn for them. Look at this big pasture running back here. I did cut a whole bunch of dead wood out of here. Now, why do we have an adolescent here? That's a weird one. Couldn't tell you. Cowboy. Maybe he's a bull we slid in here? I don't know. But these animals can hang out here now while they're pregnant and be okay. So that is good news. Now let's go ahead and get some straw thrown in there, and then we gotta get some hay put in there. And that barn is going to be just hay to keep those animals going. So we are in really, really good shape now. I think we have a good and complete plan. We started at last episode with getting the birthing barn put in. This barn is going to make a huge difference in being able to keep a bunch of animals in here. So here we go. We'll get some straw thrown in. I'm not even sure how much this is going to take. It could take a whole boatload of straw. Not even showing up yet. We're 1 bale in and the barn doesn't care. The barn holds a lot of animals, so it probably holds just an absolute boatload of food as well. So 2 bales in, can't even see the straw yet. Well, we've got some in here. That's all that matters. Got some 2 fancy barns, guys. We are getting to the highfalutin stage of cattle ranch. All right, well, we put 3 bales or 2 and a partial bale in, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's get this guy parked out of the way for now. And I suppose the one thing we should check and see is this barn connected to this manure heap? It is. Okay, great. So now let's just grab some hay. I mean, let's grab 10 bales plus the partial we have here. So squeeze the massey out over here. Let's see about getting some of these animals fed. Yeah, pushed 1 back in already. Not ideal, but it's all right. Didn't lose it. Okay, we see the food plane filling up. That's good news. If we can't get better eyes on this one this time. Do we even dare take 6? Yeah, let's be adventurous. Let's go for 6. Right down the middle. Okay, 6 bales. I'm not even sure we're going to fit through the door. But, here we go. Definitely, there's no way I'd be able to see where I was driving here. You want to see the view? That's the view of where we're driving in first person, guys. Oh, that's funny. So, can we squeeze through the door? Wow. I mean, technically, yes, we can squeeze through the door. I don't think it worked terribly well, but it did happen. Let's just push these guys in. Grab this guy, slide him in. We're going to put, what, 9-ish bales in at 8,000 liters each, so about 80,000 liters of hay in here for these cows. They're going to be well fed here for a bit. And let's see, can we grab this guy? Maybe even put him up on top of this one. Well, maybe we'll be able to stick both of them from this angle. Let's see. Yep, it's a dirty load, but we got it. All right, well, there you go, guys. That is the new barn after the new barn. We got one yesterday and one last episode and one this episode. Gonna tuck this guy back in. But I think we are now ready. I'm hoping this is it. Can't afford many more barns. But I'm thinking we're going to be all set until we get to the next, until we're probably done. I mean, it's maybe the next stage. I mean, this barn will hold all the animals we'll ever need to hold. We'll use it as a birthing and a pregnancy barn, or I'm sorry, a breeding barn and a pregnancy barn, and then when they're about ready to give birth, we'll move them over to the enclosed barn where they can be with their calves and be on TMR, so we're more effective with our TMR. Everything is right here. We've connected up to the manure heap, and we are good to go. So hopefully that's the last big change, so we can start saving some money. We did get all 96,000 liters of slurry put into the BGA, so that'll give us a nice return in October. And when we come back, we're going to have to get some fields planted. So thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.